Greetings, brothers and sisters. What is up? Welcome back to yet another one from us. We are trusting, hoping, and believing that all is well with you, just as everything is well on our side. Thank you so much for your continued support, for liking our videos, subscribing, commenting, super thanking, super chatting, and buying us coffee. Thank you. Thank you so much. The rainy season here in Kenya, sometimes it gets chilly, and we do need the coffee to continue this work. Brothers and sisters, we are coming to you with news from Basirito, my Fai's country. We had been complaining that the guy had gone, a wall, and right now things are happening in Senegal, and we are glad to bring you this news as they happen from Senegal. So Senegalese president has recently presented three options for breaking away from CFA Franc.
It was one of his, major campaign, you know, strategy or promise to leave the CFA franc and have their own currency.
How many days later after
they come?
inauguration?
They said we one say we are going to drop the CFA. Then he said no, it's not about dropping the CFA. So then today he's saying it again.
Basil Jomaivai, your brother. Senegalese president presents three options for breaking away from CFA franc. The establishment of a common currency with ECOWAS is one of the solutions in the quest for monetary sovereignty, Basil Jomaivai told local media. Number one, ECOWAS.
ECOWAS to create one currency. You remember the ECO? There's no way you can forget the ECO. The ECO was this currency in which ECOWAS had come together to introduce for all ECOWAS, including Ghana, Nigeria, and all the Francophone countries. But the biggest puppet, the president of Cote d'Ivoire, Alassane Ouattara, took it and gave it to his father-in-law, Emmanuel Macron, as a gift. Here you can have the ECO. And we saw Alassane Ouattara and Macron in Paris standing and saying, this is Macron who said that the ECO will replace CFA franc. So the ECO will be CFA franc in a new name. What happened? Ghana and Nigeria pulled out and said, we can keep our Naira and Cedi. And that was the end. Now we are seeing Jomaifai saying we are introducing another one.
He keeps going back
another
to
one.
ECOWAS.
Yeah,
His life revolves around ECOWAS.
We saw his father, Alassane Ouattara, just yesterday coming from France, Paris. You know, these guys go for treatment in France. People had said that he had died, but yesterday
He landed.
Disappointments in Cote d'Ivoire as this guy landed.
Anyway. I'm back. Yeah. However, he admitted that this process is moving very slowly. Good thing he knows it himself.
Yes.
The president also mentioned the West African Economic and Monetary Union as another alternative. We are still on the international the West African Economic and Monetary Union.
WEMOA.
Yes, that one, yes.
WEMOA is like ECOWAS. It's like CEDEA. WEMOA is like West African Central Bank, French West African Central Bank. So he's saying nothing. The second one is a flop too.
One thing about Pastor Jomaifai, he always looks at things from outside, not from within. And that's a president that you don't want for your country. Because if you can't find solutions from your own people, then what kind of leadership are you giving to the people?
The problem is he thinks maybe he can save the region, ECOWAS. But the best thing would have been, AES, join the AES. Tell them, let us create our monetary union, our central bank, our money.
I mean, Pastor Jomaifai,
which is the third.
How many days has he been in office? What difference has he seen with regards to ECOWAS and these things that he thinks he can change?
The AES left ECOWAS completely.
That's the best decision for the AES. But what about ECOWAS? What good thing have they done so far?
They went to Sierra Leone and was it Sierra Leone and they were chased out. No, Guinea, Equatorial Guinea. No,
that's just to say
Equatorial Guinea.
It's just to say you can't change something that you're not part of developing.
Yeah. So we have number 3.
So, but if it takes, this is what he says. But if it takes too long, we will emerge and mint our own currency.
What is too long? 10 years?
Eventually, after everything fails, we don't know the time frames. After all fails from outside, then we can look from within and see if maybe we can do it ourselves. That is the president of Senegal with, let me not say it.
So what is the editor saying about this?
Faye is aware that such a transition cannot be achieved quickly. He said that there are prerequisites in terms of stabilizing aggregates and securing
Economic.
macroeconomic stability. He knows it himself. He has not denied it himself. He knows that it is very much impossible to fix ECOWAS, to fix whatever you call WOMO,
We're
whatever
more.
WOMO. It is, he knows it himself, but he wants to give hope to his people to say, you know what, let us work with those guys first, and then eventually we will now come back home and see how we can win
It's
ourselves.
like saying, give me 10 years, let me see how it will work. Then after 10 years, you guys can go ahead. I won't be the president.
So this is a clear indication to the Senegalese people that their president is not their own. He is for these international bodies. If he can make things work for the outside world, then for him he would have achieved his purpose for being president. And probably the allegations that people had always been making that this guy was put there by France, this is, sometimes we take things lightly, but these people come to show it's true just by their actions. Like, why would you want to work for these international bodies and forget about your own self? Yours is to create a currency for the whole of ECOWAS when your own country needs that kind of stability from within. But you are not in any way touched by the fact that the Senegalese people want you to work for them. It shows you that this might be true, that this guy is really a French
Okay.
president
Okay.
puppet.
We what I can say is, it's like any other president in Africa.
Mhm.
You don't have a backbone. You are you, but you cannot bank on your people. But I think these guys are scared of something, because imagine if these guys just came in and signed a contract and said we are not part of AES. What is the worst that could have happened? Because when you are part of the
There's
AES, you
protection.
get even military support. You get
No,
these
the
guys
problem.
created a new military group of 5,000 strong. So it would have been like 7,000 strong, including Senegal. You get more support, like we are seeing for Mali with Algeria fighting. Mali fighting with Algeria is getting support from Niger and Burkina. I mean, what could have gone wrong? But
I think
you
the
just
problem.
become a president.
Yeah.
You go to France, you go to France, you go to Alassane Ouattara, the same person who's fighting these countries of the years.
You go to
You go
Nana
to Cameroon,
Akufo-Addo.
you go to Nana Akufo-Addo, Ghana, you go to Tinubu, the same guy who's fighting the years.
I
What
think
are
the
you?
problem is that the army is not his own. The army is still French, yeah? So it's very problematic for him to say we are moving, we are shifting
But
generals.
don't you know you can just risk and go and just go sign the contract, come back.
And then
Once
has
you
your
have the
backing?
contract,
Who
you
has
have
your
the backing
backing?
of the AES. Anyway, guys, you remember Jeune Afrique, the magazine from France, which Burkina Faso Ibrahim Traore revealed that they wanted them to keep on paying them so that they could sanitize them.
Yeah.
Now, this is what they have written about Sonko.
And it comes to show you that if you don't pay, then you are in trouble.
Yeah.
So Jeune Afrique has written, Osman Sonko, a quarreler at the Prime Minister's office. A quarreler at the Prime Minister's office.
This is an hard nut to crack.
So this is just to show you that when you refuse to pay, they start tarnishing your image. It's now on Sonko, and I've always said that there are tensions between these two guys. And for Pastor Jomai to have named his daughter after Sonko's mom, for me it's more of a strategy, a public image that is trying to be painted about these two guys. We are friends, our families are friends. Because why is it so important that you tell us that you've named your daughter after this one's mother? It shows you that there are tensions that are happening, but there's a public image that they are trying to paint that, you know what, these two are good.
Okay, this is what I get from this headline, because this is a headline of Jeune Afrique writing Osman Sonko Aquarela at the Prime Minister's office. Aquarela. It's like either he's fighting with Jomai
Yeah.
behind the scenes, he's quarreling, or he's quarreling with the
French.
master, Because okay, I know Senegal very well, and one thing for sure is the people recognize Sonko more than
Right.
Jumafai. If these people are like placed on a platform and Sonko just raises his hand, people will scream. If it's the other
Right.
guy, people will be calm. Because this guy can fill up a stadium in just a day of saying, I'll be there tomorrow. The other one, no. People recognize Sonko more. And I think this guy is seeing what is happening and is
And
like,
exposing
I
it.
wish we could have taken these things more faster. But this is what I usually see. Like Sonko is still Sonko. The Sonko we saw, the Sonko we knew, the Sonko we
But being
appreciated.
suppressed.
But being suppressed because maybe you have threats, maybe because you hold nothing. Because this guy has the upper hand.
Yeah.
Everywhere is the president. If you do something,
Yes,
can
the
even go to
finance
the
secretary.
master. But the only thing that he holds is the people. And
And
he lost.
eventually the people will win. Senegalese will eventually win. It's just a matter of time because these are mind games that Faye is playing with these guys, giving them false hope that we'll go out and eventually we'll come home and see which best option we have for creating our own currency. The people will wake up and the people will want results very fast. If you don't deliver today, you are out. Eventually, the AES is progressing very well, and the more progressive they are, the more anger that will come out from the Senegalese people to say, but what is holding us from achieving all of this that these guys
Yeah.
are achieving? So
So there's this guy who has written this information and is asking, uh, so it has Sonko refused to pay the 500,000 euros per quarter that they were asking, because that would have translated into 2 million euros every year. Has he refused to pay?
that's why they're tarnishing his
But
image.
this is giving us a picture that we never expected before. But guys, can you tell us what you think? We have always been like, hey, Jamaica is like some kind of losing us in France, but Sonko is the guy who keeps in standing and saying, no, this is what we should have done. Let us know in the comment section if you'd like to support us. We have Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. We also have Super Chats and Super Thanks. And we have Buy Me a Coffee still on the screen. And we will see you in the next video. Bye bye.